Hi, I'm Phương from local Vietnam, and I'm going to tell you what to expect from this 3-week adventure to Vietnam.
Before I tell you all about this trip, I'll first briefly explain who we are. Local Vietnam is a half Western and half Vietnamese travel agency. We really are local. Our whole team is based in Vietnam, and we are also fully specialized in Vietnam. Therefore, what we can offer you is that we can fully customize this tour to your wishes. Whether you have specific hotel needs, want to extend or shorten your trip, a different destination or tour, anything is possible. And we don't charge extra for changes. Another advantage of our local presence is that you have direct contact with us during your trip. In Hanoi, you will meet someone from local Vietnam, and we give a free SIM card with this tour so you can keep in touch via WhatsApp anytime, anywhere. We are in the same time zone, and because we arrange everything ourselves without intermediaries, we can solve any problems ourselves and answer and adjust any questions or changes during your trip immediately. Now, let's dive a little deeper into this round trip. If you are an active person and like an adventure, this 3-week tour is for you, although we can still adapt the tour to your level. Hiking through jungle and rice fields, exploring the most beautiful mountain areas on the back of a motorcycle, discovering unique cultures. It is a trip full of adventure. In this trip through both North and Central Vietnam, you will find the best weather between February and May. The north is still dry then, but it just starts getting warmer after the colder winter months. In Central Vietnam, the dry season just begins in February. This is also a very nice tour during the summer period. Central Vietnam still gets very little rain, so perfect for the beach. The north does get a lot of rain, but often only briefly and not all day. The big advantage, however, is that the nature and countryside is just at its most beautiful. Think full waterfalls, green forests, and the rice fields are in bloom. In my opinion, the combination to a Ha Giang with Cao Bang included in this trip takes you through the very most beautiful areas of Vietnam. However, you will be on the road a lot. If you prefer not to travel that much, choose only Ha Giang. If you prefer to be more active, consider spending more time in Sapa, Phu Luong, or Ninh Binh. This tour will take you to Sapa, a beautiful area and highlight of many of our travelers. But would you like to visit a more remote area where there are fewer tourists? Then Phu Luong could be a good alternative. This region is smaller and offers fewer activities, but the incredibly peaceful atmosphere and beautiful scenery may be a good reason to consider it. In Phu Luong, there are also 2 rice harvesting seasons, one in spring and one in summer, while in Sapa there is only one in summer. This tour includes trekking, for which you really don't have to be extremely fit. But if you have mobility problems or doubt whether you can handle this, please let us know. We can arrange an alternative or a completely private tour adapted to your capabilities. This tour is completely focused on adventure. However, we can adjust the adventure level to suit your needs. For example, if you don't like going on the back of a motorcycle, or if you dare to go on a cave expedition, we can adjust the tour exactly to your level.
I'm going to show you the entire trip now. And again, remember that we can still modify everything about this trip.
Upon arrival in Hanoi, a personal transfer awaits you to take you directly to your hotel in the heart of the Old Quarter. In Hanoi, you can explore the chaotic charm of the Old Quarter, with scooters and street stalls everywhere in the narrow old streets. It can be overwhelming, but something you must have experienced at least once. In the evening, you go on a unique street food tour with a local guide. It is one of the most fun ways to explore Hanoi and learn about the culture while also safely tasting the best local dishes. In Sapa, the highlight is the world-famous terraced rice fields, and the best way to explore them is with a trekking tour. A local guide will take you past beautiful viewpoints. You will also walk through villages of ethnic minorities where people in their beautiful clothes live in a very traditional way, as if time has stood still here for more than 100 years. Depending on your fitness level and wishes, there are several options, such as a private walk or with a small group, a short trek or long trek. There are even multi-day trekking where you stay overnight in a local homestay of ethnic minorities. These are very basic homes, so don't expect luxury, but it gives you a unique insight into the life of the people here. At this point of your Vietnam trip, you will take one of the most breathtaking road trips in all of Asia. You'll start in Ha Giang, where you'll explore Vietnam's most beautiful mountain area, drive over huge mountain passes, visit scenic viewpoints, and stop every 10 minutes of driving to take another picture of the scenery. It is also the region with the highest number of ethnic minority groups in Vietnam. These people here live very traditionally. They live in houses made of clay, wood, or in stilt houses. They wear colorful traditional clothes, and they do old crafts. One of the most fun things to do in Ha Giang is also to visit an ethnic minority market or stay overnight at ethnic minorities' homes. You continue your journey through Cao Bang province. The first stretch is long, but it takes you through some of the most remote areas of Vietnam. Few other travelers come here. The landscapes are still amazing, and you drive through less visited villages where you can see authentic rural life. The highlight for many travelers is the Gioc waterfall. This huge multi-level waterfall stands on the border between Vietnam and China. Since this is a private tour, you can take all the time you need to explore the waterfall. Through a scenic road, you will eventually arrive at Ba Bay Lake, Vietnam's largest natural lake. After driving through mountains for several days, this is a pleasant change of activities. Here you will explore the lake on a peaceful boat ride and enjoy the peace and quiet before heading back to Hanoi. For many people, the iconic Ha Long Bay is high on their Vietnam bucket list, but in this trip, we take you to Lan Ha Bay. This bay is next to Ha Long Bay, is just as beautiful, probably even more beautiful, but most importantly, it is much less touristy. By the way, another advantage is that it is next to Cat Ba, but I'll get to that in a moment. In Lan Ha Bay, you take a beautiful cruise through the bay with many mountains and giant rocks. The water here is very calm, so you don't have to worry about getting seasick. You can swim here, and you will take a kayak trip to explore hidden lagoons. In the evening, sip a delicious cocktail on the deck as you watch the sun go down. Since many of our travelers find it a bit too much to spend 3 days and 2 nights on a cruise, we have created a unique tour for this round trip by combining Lan Ha Bay with Cat Ba, the largest island in area of Ha Long. In fact, on Cat Ba, you can enjoy biking over flat terrain and short treks through the national park, where you can spot wild monkeys and enjoy viewpoints. This gives you a bit more to do and see than just a cruise. But should you not want to do this or have difficulty walking, we can easily adjust this to cruise only. Welcome to Ninh Binh. Despite being a very popular tourist destination in Vietnam, Ninh Binh has retained its tranquility and charm. It has beautiful landscapes of karst mountains and rocks that cut across the countryside, the reason why it is also called Ha Long Bay on land. Ninh Binh is a great region for both self-exploration and also a region that is great for relaxing. There is a lot to do, and at the same time, the region that is great for doing nothing but enjoying the views. That's why we have planned some free time for own leisurement. Stay in an accommodation with pool in the middle of the rice fields and use bicycles to explore the sites in the area. Most of the highlights are only a short distance away. You can take a boat ride along the mountains of Trang An or the rice fields of Tam Phuoc, visit the stunning viewpoint of Mua Cave, or explore temples and pagodas such as Bai Din Pagoda, Hoa Lu, or Bích Dong Pagoda, and explore the beautiful countryside by bicycle. You can also use your time in Ninh Bình to relax at your accommodation, so you can recharge for the rest of your trip through Vietnam. Continue your journey by exploring Phong Nha, Ha Giang National Park. Here you will find the real jungle, often seen only in movies. Also found here are some of the largest caves in the world. For nature lovers, this is a highlight of Vietnam, and because of its remote setting, few tourists come here. There is only one way to discover the real jungle of Phong Nha, and that is with a trekking tour. The trekking you will do here on this tour is not as extreme as some cave expeditions, but you are going into the real jungle here, and this means you are not walking on nicely landscaped trails. It's a great way to explore the jungle of Vietnam. There are two options, a one-day trek so you can sleep in a regular bed at night, or a two-day trek where you go camping in the middle of the jungle. If you are looking for a higher level of adventure, let us know. We can also arrange cave expeditions. Welcome to Hoi An. Hoi An is a small historic town in central Vietnam. Because of its beautiful historic downtown, it is also called the most beautiful city in Vietnam and is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The town is full of picturesque historical houses, temples, tailors, and cafes. And in the evening in the town beautifully lit with lanterns, and you can go shopping at the night market. Just outside the city you will find traditional rural life with rice paddies, fishing villages, water buffaloes, and you name it. A great area to explore by bicycle. In addition, Hoi An also has relaxing beaches to unwind on this Vietnam trip. Therefore, this is a place where we would like to let you enjoy a little longer and also give you more time to make your own planning. Because whether you want to explore a lovely town, go on bicycle through the countryside, or have a relaxing day at the beach, there is something for everyone. This trip finally ends in Hanoi. Here you get a private transfer to the airport for your international flight back.
Do you have any question or would you like to customize something on this trip? Please feel free to contact us. Hope to see you in beautiful Vietnam.